season. Please, I want this to be a discussion. Share.
There's been a lot of buzz on the H2 challenge, so that's great.
I know, it looks absolutely amazing. Are you doing it yourself? Did you sign up some people for the H2 challenge?
Yep, myself, and as of right now, I have 4 others, but then 5 others reached out today too. So yeah, it's been good so far. So we'll see.
That's amazing. I love it. And it officially starts in January, right?
Yes, but I did cheat and I went and got a bunch of the recipes. And so I went grocery shopping today, and I don't know, I just went to Walmart and I got stuff for, I don't know, like 8 suppers and 3 lunches. And then I already have the shakes, and I had to get some stuff like toilet paper or whatever. But I only spent $130 some bucks, and that's with other stuff that I had to get. So I didn't think it was, you know, the grocery list was ridiculous or anything. So for the ones that, I just handpicked some so that I could start dabbling while we're on winter break here before the craze of school starts again and whatever. So.
Right. Yeah. Get up on some of the great recipes that you can have over and over. That's awesome.
That's awesome, Sarah.
Love it. Anybody else? One more.
I'll go. It's Brandy. I tried to record. Sorry. I can see myself kind of, but maybe not. I actually just stacked my January, the biggest that I've ever have, which I'm super excited for. I've struggled to get some solid bookings since I've been here, and I'm ready to really rock out 2019. So I have 5, almost 6 parties for January, and 4 of them are workshops. So I'm super excited.
You go, girl.
Go, Brandy. Nice.
What did you notice worked differently? Like, what did you do differently for them to stick in January?
Well, I booked 3 of them at a vendor event. I've never, ever in my life booked anything at a vendor event either. So it was kind of a last minute grace with a teammate. And I've just been really open with sharing. I've got some dance moms that were like, oh, you do Wild Tree? They've got the best chai tea. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? We need to get you a party because the chai tea is seasonal. So really working hard on that too.
Look at that conviction. I love it. That's confident sells, girl. That's great.
Yeah. Excited.
Well, Kayla and I wanted to put on this meeting for you guys because it's a great time of year to goal set for 2019. Before I like to do that though, I also like to have a year of review session. Meaning just looking back at 2018 and acknowledge what you're really, really, really proud of. And then the areas in 2018 that you want to improve upon for 2019. So I would love if everyone could get a pen and paper out for me right now, because we're going to do a little exercise here. I'm going to have you jotting down some of your first thoughts and first just answers to some of these questions. And then we're going to do an exercise on your potential, because potential is a word in the English dictionary I do not like, because potential means unused energy. And so I want to do a little exercise with your potential. We're going to go into some goal setting, and I'm going to give you some tools that you can actually take away today to hold yourself accountable for ongoing accountability for the goals that you're going to be setting for 2019. So these are just your first thoughts. I want this to really be like a 2-week exercise that you take into account moving on into the future. But a lot of the material that I sent over to you, the 2 modules, and then I also sent you my own personal goal card in the email. These are 2 modules I absolutely love, our content within them. I included Kayla in the sequences afterwards. So every other day, Kayla, you're going to get videos that you can send to the team as well on goal setting and on vision, those like 5-minute videos that are sent over to you.
Yep.
So you can forward them out as well. I I couldn't get everybody in there. So if you wanted to, you can just forward it out.
Yep.
But does everyone have pen and paper? Are we ready to go?
Yes.
You bet.
All right, awesome. So year of review question first. The first question I like to ask is, I want to know what you are proud of in 2018. And I want you to just start writing first thoughts down on your piece of paper. It can be chicken scratch even, but I want you to think in all areas of your life. So I want you to think business, Wild Tree. I want you to think family. I want you to think health. I want you to think fitness. I want you to think spiritual. Just any pillar in your life that means a lot to you. Come up with a couple that you are proud of in 2018 that you can really pat yourself in the back for. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes, maybe just 60 seconds. And I want you to just keep writing. This is my year of review meeting I usually have individually with people, but it's really great to do as an exercise. And there's no right or wrong answers with any of these, obviously. I just want you to write down first thoughts. All right, number 2. I want you to write down where you feel like you fell short in 2018, where you feel like you could have done just a little better, where you had the intention to do well and it didn't follow through 100%. And think Wild Tree, think fitness, think health, think savings account financially, think travel, spiritually, just what areas you fell short in. All right, last question. I want you to write down what your definition in 2019 will be for success. So what does success mean to you in 2019? And there's no right or wrong answer. You can take it as a money thing. You can take it as Wild Tree. You can take it as a family. You can take it as a mantra for yourself. There's no right or wrong answer. Just what will success mean to you? For you to come out of 2019 and enter 2020 and say to yourself, man, I feel so successful. What does that mean? And on this one, actually, I would love for some people to share your answer on the definition of success. Like I said, there's no comparing, there's no right or wrong answers. I just, I want to know what you feel like what you feel like success would mean to you when we're entering 2019. Please share. Anybody?
Okay, I'll start.
Is this Sarah? I don't know who's talking.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This
Thank
is
you.
Sarah. Sorry. My biggest definition of success that will happen in 2019, I think, hands down, has to be a healthier me. And I've let myself go physically, and that really needs to change, because we all know that when we feel good about ourselves, we're all around a better wife, mom, teacher, parent, friend, fill in the blank. And so I think for me, success is going to be a healthier version of me, along with credit card bills, just continuing to chip away at those. And some of them are finally getting to the point where it's like, oh, we can pay these off, really soon. And so that will be a definition of success. Senior team leader would be pretty cool. I actually have it in my planner to hit it by March, which I'll need some help there. Not saying it's not possible. And then just more memories with my family and friends, and kind of more time for them are the 4 areas that I looked at.
I love it. Thank you, Sarah.
You are welcome.
Would anyone else like to share? Anybody? Come on, Jess, Brandy.
Yeah, come on, friends. You don't want to hear mine.
Okay, it took me a second. I'll go. I'm actually very close to what Sarah had said, meaning that I started, actually what kind of kicked me off this past year and really finding my fire with Wild Tree was the fact that I was able to take away some weight in my life, which gave me confidence. And then I kind of came to a screeching halt. So again, mine is as well to continue the health journey as well. And I totally agree with that if you don't feel okay with who you are, regardless of weight or just loving yourself, that kind of shows. And I know Kayla has been a really good soundboard to show me when I actually, she can tell when I'm struggling with certain things because it kind of comes out even when I don't realize it. So really, I mean, I know it sounds like a big goal, but I am just a little one, and it is short, meaning little. My goal would be 50 pounds easy this year, and not only just pounds, but really to be healthy mentally and physically. And I'm actually getting ready to get my Invisalign trays, so I'm super excited about getting not only my body as well, but my mouth as well, to be healthy and just kind of keep sharing Wild Tree and make my daughter and my husband proud of me. So those are kind of where I see success in 2019 for myself.
Love it. Thanks for sharing. Those are smart goals there. I love it. And you have specifics.
Thanks for sharing, Brandy. Come on, there's at least one more of you.
I saw Jess take herself off mute.
For me, I had growing a larger team, bigger events, more family time, like a vacation, focusing back on getting to healthy and weight loss and self-love.
Woohoo!
Okay. To specify what you mean by growing larger team.
I need to focus on personally recruiting.
Like, is there a title that you're earning for, or a trip, or is it just having a mini me there? Like, what does that mean?
I just want it to not be a struggle every single month to be hitting leader. And I have someone that's very strong on the team right now, which has helped the last couple of months, but I don't want to just, hope and pray that this gal is going to always be there to be that person that's, working as hard as I am. So I just need to be focusing on bringing in more people that are like her.
Okay, great. And then vacation, is there somewhere particular you want to go?
No, I don't really have a place in mind. The only thing that's come up recently is there's a park near us that has these new cabins that they're renovating, and they actually look kind of fun. They're not too far away from home. And so I was like, well, maybe we could go glamping, and, that would be kind of fun because I'm not really a camper, but I would totally stay in a cabin.
I just went glamping for my first time, and it was so much fun. That's so great. Oh, I love it. Thanks for sharing, Jess. I appreciate it. We have a trend going on, Kayla. This is good. Focused on themselves. Well, I need to ask the leader, what did you put?
Well, I also put myself at the top, but this year, not scale or anything related, mainly just fit. I want to be stronger like I was 3 years ago. So that's what comes to mind when I think of success. Top income earner, more playing with Macaulay and enjoying life. That would be success in 2019. So that's mine.
Awesome.
Are you surprised by any of that? No, I'm
No.
kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I just like hearing it. All right, guys. So I want everyone to open your module out. It's the goal setting one, maximum earning potential. And we're going to go on page 3 for me. At the top, it should say, have you ever thought about what your potential is as it relates to your income, your earnings, and your activity? So a lot of the stuff that we talk about today is going to all relate back to, and I know you've heard Kayla and myself talk about it so many times, but controlling your controllables at the end of the day, because that's where we need to put our effort in. That's where we need to put our confidence in. Because at the end of the day, we cannot control our PV. We cannot control our, sorry, it's page 2. My bad.
Oh, I wasn't correcting you. I just wanted them to see if they were like not wanting to like unmute if they were like flipping. So
No, you're good. You're good. There was a flash coming at me. So I was like, what is going on?
Sorry.
But we want to put our confidence not in our result, but in our activity. I want to show you, though, what you are actually capable of, because these are numbers that you have put up before. When we talk about your maximum earning potential, it's what is your highest earning day, week, month, quarter, and your highest recruit week or month. And we're going to take that and we're going to multiply it so that you can actually see if you did that consistently, because you've done it before, that is what you are maximum capable of, that you should have your belief barrier at. Now, our goal is to break down our belief barriers by any means, but this is to give you a good glimpse of what that could be. So
Is this the vision?
Yep.
Is this the vision one or the goal setting one? Sorry.
Goal setting, the goal setting one.
The goal setting one. Okay.
Yes. It should say goal setting maximum earning potential.
Oh, right there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, no, thanks for talking and getting cleared up. So if you go to page 2, the goal setting page and maximum earning potential, we're not going to take these numbers because these numbers don't really make any sense for your business. This is more so for someone that works like 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And you guys just work whenever you feel like it, whenever you can, whenever you schedule and block it in your calendar and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your best week in PV. So think of your personal volume. Think maybe about how many parties you've had in your entire career in Wild Tree. And I want you to write down the number or estimate it of what your best week in your personal volume has been. Meaning maybe you ran a party and it was your highest party ever. Maybe there was a huge sale going on, the mega sale, and you had your best week ever. Maybe you had 3 parties in a week before and they were all $500 parties. But think about your best week that you can possibly think of for your own personal volume since you've been in Wild Tree and what that number is. And I want you to write it down. Does everybody have a number?
Yes.
Does anybody not have a number? Okay. All right. Now I want you to take the highest number of recruits you have recruited in a week before. Just think about a week right now. We're going to do a month in a second, but the highest number of recruits you've ever brought onto your team It doesn't matter if they've stayed on your team. It doesn't matter if they're a leader on your team. It doesn't matter if they're still here. It just means that you have sold them on the opportunity, you found a need, and they signed up on spot or maybe the next day, and that week you've signed them up. So the highest number of recruits you've had in a week. Everybody have that number? Okay. Now I want you to take both numbers, and I want you to get your calculator out, use your phone. There's a calculator on your phone. And I want you to times it by 50, 50. So obviously for reasons, you know, we don't work on Christmas, New Year's, we get sick, we take vacation, things come up. So that's why I like to say 50. We're just going to take a few weeks out of the equation. And I want you to times your PV number by 50, and I want you to times your number of recruits by 50. Now, you don't have to tell me the number. You don't have to tell me what it is, but I do want to hear somebody's response to what those numbers say to you. Like, how does that make you feel that that is actually something that you can do because you've done it? You just need to be consistent.
Well, I did the math and I was like, hell yeah, if I had that kind of annual recruiting number, I mean, how do you not get excited when you do that math?
Yes, 100%.
And for me, it's the personal volume. And I might even be lowballing it here. I would really have to look back and think, but seeing that personal volume for the whole year, that's pretty kick-ass too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking like almost getting to the point of like replacing my income as a teacher.
Wow. That's
which
awesome.
is crazy to think.
And you're even taking multiple weeks out of the equation too. And that's just staying consistent. I mean, one party can do that. One party can be a $1,200 party. You know, you can have three parties in a week. And it doesn't necessarily mean every single week you have to have it. It's just the fact of being consistent at the end of the day. But that's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Sarah? Was that Sarah?
Yes, sorry.
No, that's good. It's just you're not showing and your number is not saved. Okay, now we're going to do another thing, and we're going to do it on a monthly basis here. And the first two are the exact same. So I want you to take the best month you have ever had in your personal volume, ever. Obviously, I understand it's Wild Tree. I understand January is awesome usually. I understand that there are other months that are quote unquote not so awesome. But this is just an exercise for maximum earning potential. So I do understand this. I'm just covering that objection up front. PV, personal volume, best month ever, ever, ever. Write it down. Number of recruits, best month of recruits you've ever had, not in a week, in a month. Best number of recruits you've ever had in 1 month. Write it down. PV, Kayla, number of recruits in a month. Next one, your best team volume you've ever had in a month. And the fourth one, the best income you have ever had in 1 month. Best paycheck you've ever had in Wild Tree. Now I want you to times these by 12. So take all 4 stats And I want you to times each number, your PV, your TV, team volume, your number of recruits, and your income. Now, if it's big enough, you can do org volume as well. So you can have like your team volume and your org volume. But for purposes here, your PV, TV, number of recruits, and your best income you've ever had on your paycheck. And I want you to times each number by 12. What that is going to give you is your maximum earning potential for the year as well, just in a different way than in the week.
Jenny,
Now,
what's better for our business? Like if you were telling us to calculate it, is it better because we're paid monthly and like all of our stuff kind of runs on a month with WildTree? Like our sales go for the month and then our paycheck is based on team performance, leaders qualifying. It's all based on a month. Would you tell us that that's the way we should look at it, or it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter which way.
It doesn't matter. The reason I didn't really want to do day and quarter is because of what you're saying. But I believe that the weekly MVP and the monthly MEP are two numbers that can help each person's situation a little differently, because someone could have had their best month ever, but maybe there is an event that happened that month and they had an amazing week where it just derailed the rest of the month. So for some people, it's going to be that weekly number that's going to be awesome for them. So I didn't want to leave that out, but great question. I just think weekly or monthly is something you guys can do at WildTree. But what I was going to say to this point is, this is literally, girls, just taking something that you've already done and it's adding one thing into 2019, and that is consistency. That is it. That is all this exercise is doing for you. You are already somebody that has done this before. You have the skill set. You've done this recruiting number. You've done this income number. You've done whatever it is. It's just what is going to change in 2019 that 2018 didn't have for you to stay consistently there and also grow that number for 2020. So a lot of it goes back to just goal setting, making smart goals, but then having this ongoing accountability. And really, I love the last quote on page 2 here. The only thing stopping you from doing better is between your ears. And it's 100% true. It's just, what are we doing inside our minds? What are we saying to ourselves on a daily basis to stop us from being consistent? And this is a very, when you're doing the weekly number, we're taking a month out of the equation. So it's very realistic in the sense of just, there are days we are not working and there are weeks that we do not work. And that's totally normal, but it's just adding the word consistency here. I'm having a meeting time thing here, Kayla, on my computer that says 8 minutes. Is it going to cut off or what?
It shouldn't. I'm checking now because I had this meeting scheduled before I upgraded. So keep going and I'll let you know in a minute. I'm logged in, checking right now.
Okay. Got it. When we did the monthly numbers, can we just take a pause there? Any responses? Any shock or does that number seem just so far out of reach? Are you excited about the number? Any comments?
For the monthly number, I'm very excited because this is actually my very best month ever. And this month right now is the best month I've ever had. And I'm still to make it better. So just seeing that monthly number, I'm like, hot diggity damn, I like that number.
That's great. And how are you feeling right now? I mean, it's month end here and, oh, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's month end here. So what, how are you feeling right now? What are these emotions going through you?
Well, it's a little weird right now because I know I'm very proud and very happy of this month, and I know that I worked really hard to get here, but I'm still not quite satisfied. I want more yet out of the month, and it's, as you guys all know, like December can be a tough month, like because you got Christmas and then you have people moving to New Year's, so it's you only have like those few days in between the two holidays that you can potentially really get a hold of someone's attention long enough to get the sale. And I'm $102.70 away from the number that I have tried hitting several times this year. And I'm so freaking close. I can taste it. And it's an amazing feeling. Regardless how the month ends, I'm very proud.
Aw, you're going to do it, girl. Finish strong. We still have days and days left. It's 5 days. That's awesome. Just sell one more of the H2s, you know?
That's the goal. I have people interested. I haven't been able to get anyone to actually sign up yet. So that is the goal. I'm like, all I need is one. Just one of those, and I'm golden.
Yes. That's awesome. Get people committed. This is, brilliant marketing strategy for Wild Tree in the sense of when people are actually thinking of this type of stuff. That's awesome. Great. Thanks for sharing, Jess. I appreciate that. Okay. So why I wanted us to do this exercise is because as you guys are goal setting for 2019, I do want you to see your potential here and what you are capable of and what you can do. And you should be able to blow these numbers through the roof. You should be able to completely break this belief barrier for yourself as well. And this is a consistency thing. This is a staying consistent as the months go on. And it's so doable. So if you go to the next page here, we have the 10 steps to courageous goal setting. I wanted to review this really quickly, not take too much time on each one. I'm just going to run through them for you so you know what parts to go to in the modules as well. But step number 1 is to dream, and it's unplug from reality. Let your mind wander to the corners of your imagination. This is the vision module. This is the other module that I sent over to you. This is you sitting down and actually thinking to yourself, what are the things I want to do with my family this year, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? What are the dreams I want to be living? What do I want my kids saying about me? What kind of person do I want to be more like? Who do I admire? Who do I want to emulate? All of these questions are in the vision module. I want you to take time, and I want you to actually do it for yourself. I always tell Kayla I'm never going to ask her to do something I'm not doing myself. I did the vision module, not this weekend, but the weekend before, and I spent a good 2 full days. It was probably 12 to 14 hours in the 2-day period. My vision module is 25 pages long for 2019. And it is specific, it is measurable, it is attainable, it is realistic, it is time-based. And it was just because I had to sit there, I had to think about it, I had wine in my hand, and I was watching Christmas movies too, and it was awesome. So I want you to do whatever you need to do for yourself, but sit down and really dream for yourself and think to yourself, like, what am I wanting to accomplish in 2019 and moving forward? Step 2, write it down. Obviously, doing the vision module, being specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, all that with it. Number 4 is connect emotionally with your goals. So what that means is have stories behind it. When you're saying you want your kids to describe you as XYZ, have a story in a year from now, in 5 years from now. A great story is relating back to Yota, how she had her daughters on stage at the Wild Tree Conference, and they presented Yota with the award and said how just inspiring she was during their entire life for them. And that meant more to her than anything else. Like, have those stories, connect the emotion to the goal at the end of the day. Very important, very impactful. Step 5, break down the goal into milestones. you can't eat an elephant all at once. They say you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? That whole ordeal. So milestones, have the big goal, but you're not going to get there all at once. I love, who said it earlier? Sarah. She said that she wants to be a senior team leader, and she put March on there. That's awesome. She's not going for director right this second. She's going for senior team leader. Then she's going to go for director for the next milestone. So it's the fact that you're like breaking down whatever the big goal is into what's going to happen first, have a date for that, then what's going to happen next, and have a date for that. So you want to, step 6, identify the first step to get to the big step. Then number 7, visualize what it's going to look like. Just going back to that story and the emotion. Take yourself there. Take yourself to that cabin, that glamping that you're going to be doing. Take yourself to whatever vacation after Columbia, the next one that there's going to be, the next incentive trip. Take yourself to these places so that, it's the best time to do it right now, because January, it's like a double whammy. You get last year's and next year's. It's great for you guys right now. So visualize yourself there. Make your goals visual. This is the concept of the vision board. I redo mine every single year. I just finished my module aspect, so now I'm in the process of getting pictures that's going to bring it to life. I always say that do not do your vision board before you do your vision module. It makes no sense. You do your vision module first, you write it all down, and then the concept of the vision board is to bring the vision module to life. That is the concept of it. I do like to note here, Oprah does love a website, and it's called dreamitsalive.com, and you can make a free vision board on the internet through that website. So if you're totally not into it, or you just don't have time, or whatever the case is, and you want to get one on your computer or as your backdrop on your desktop computer, you can go to dreamitsalive.com and do one there too. But I just like the arts and crafts style anyway. And then step 10 is unconditionally commit. Quitting is not an option. There are definitely going to be times that make it tough. There are definitely going to be thoughts that run through your mind. There's definitely going to be moments in 2019 that you feel like you can't do it. And that's where you need your team behind you. You need to talk to them, let them know your goals, let them know what you're going through. Kayla is only there to help you reach your goals. That is like her number one goal, is to help you guys reach your goals. So don't feel like you're in this alone. And another thing that I like to say there is use each other when times are tough. Like if it's tough for you to get up and go to a party or whatever the case is, go follow a party. Get your mind right again. If it's hard for you to make dials or make Facebook messages or text message out, do it with your friend. Like schedule some time together and do it with them. Have like a little accountability buddy, I guess you can say. And just don't make excuses for yourself. You're not on it. You're not in it alone. You're not on an island. There's tons of other women that want to and are more than willing to help. So unconditionally commit, never lose sight of your dream, because you're going to keep it in front of you all the time, right? Yes. Okay. All right. So now what I want you to do is, if you go to page 8 and page 9, these are awesome pages to print out multiple copies. Oh, sorry. Is it 7 and 8?
No, I was going to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay, so these are all leaders or going to be leaders on this call. So one of the quick things I wanted to ask you is, when they're talking to their team members, would you say, this is just my perspective, like being in this business 5 years, but would you say that the majority of people that maybe haven't reached leader yet just don't take the time to do this courageous goal setting like anywhere in their life likely? I'm trying to like paint the picture here really quickly. I know we don't have all night, But I think this is the biggest difference between who I was 3 years ago and who I am today. And all the successful people I work with, whether it's taken them a long time to understand the importance of goal setting and vision, or whether it's, they were quick to get it, it was like they didn't have it before, and slowly or quickly they understand like the importance of this. And it's the difference between, in my mind, like success and not. That might be dramatic, but I'm just like, can you just maybe before we move to the next thing, just, I want them to really understand that it's not just me being like a lunatic, because Nate and I are really big on vision and we have been for a couple of years, but it's like so much deeper than that. It's like me, every book I read, every person I interact with that isn't maybe a wild tree, but is successful in their lives, I'm seeing that they do these steps. Maybe they don't talk about it, but they do them. And so most of our team members probably don't even know they're missing this. Would you agree?
100%. I'm actually happy that you brought this up right now, because honestly, I think this is a huge selling point too, guys, of having and getting a recruit on your team. Often people are not asked these type of questions. No, like their friends are not asking them the vision module questions. They're not. And you are that person coming into their life that genuinely cares and has interest in these questions, because as you become a leader, the focus less goes from your goals and more so goes to your team goals. And you're going to become, at the beginning, you're very selfish with your business because you need to be to get where you need to be. And then you become very unselfish, because the whole Zig Ziglar quote, it's one of my favorites, but you will get where you want to go in life if you help enough other people get where they want to go in life. And it's so true. So you can be that person that has never asked Sally, no one has ever asked Sally these types of questions before when it comes to her vision, where she wants to be, what she wants to do, how she wants to be known for her kids or any of those. And you can be that person that truly cares and has interest, and you're going to have breakthroughs. And so, to harp on this, this is a huge selling point from the very, very beginning. It's not about the product, it's not about the goal of hitting the trip. You will get where you want to go in life if you truly just care of other people's goals. And that goes along with their vision. And if you can help them with their vision, you're in turn helping your own vision. So 100%. And to talk about that too, Kayla, I know most people in Wild Tree have kids. I do not have kids yet, but one thing that I am learning being a leader is we just had a part at our team leader retreat that we had in Nashville this month. And there was a part on empowerment versus entitlement. And one of the speakers talked about how parenting books are amazing books for leading your team. And so one of the, I was actually going to share with you, one of the books I was recommended to get, let me pull it up really quick, is called Raising Lions. And it's a parenting book. It's called Raising Lions. So if you are a parent, then I definitely recommend it, because it's all about empowering your children. But you can take the same principle and the same aspect within the team members of your team to empower them to be the best versions of themselves. And so as you're reading parenting books, if you are reading books and reading parenting books, you don't necessarily always have to read You Are a Badass and the self-development books. You can also go into parenting books and relate it into your career, your profession, and it's huge. So I don't know how I even thought of that, but you mentioned something, Kayla, and it made me pop into my mind. So
it's actually funny that you just tied those together, because I never really pieced that together. Once in a while, I'll say out loud, and I don't mean this in disrespect, but I'll sometimes say like, man, it's like I'm the mom of this group, not of anybody in particular, but just sometimes you do feel that way. But that last book, Leaders, I told you guys, that grit book that I just read by that Angela Duckworth, a lot of it's parenting versus actual business, but it directly like spoke to my heart about McCully, but honestly just about being a better leader and a few things that I had kind of lost sight of during a year. I totally get why we do new vision boards and stuff now. Mine is stale. I know. I said it. I'm going to get a new board, okay, this weekend. It's my plan. But I'm going through these other steps first. But in all seriousness, as I listened, I was like, wow, I've kind of strayed away from that or whatever. Just like when we parent, we're really good about like brushing teeth and taking a bath and reading books and whatever before bed. And you can sometimes get away from that with the holidays and things. And that just like hit me in that grit book. Duh, it's like the same thing, not in a negative way, but you want to raise these people up to be their best selves. So sorry to I just wanted to really add that because I think it's an important thing as a leader. These are leaders we're talking to on this call tonight. You guys are having phenomenal months. I mean, our organization is the top org in the whole company this month. I mean, it's crazy awesome. But I think that the next step is helping more and more people see that. And it starts with just what you said, recruiting. That's number one. And then it's really just helping them figure out their vision and doing it like you guys are doing. So I just wanted to make sure I said that. So thank you for letting me interrupt. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
No, that's awesome. It's a trickle down. You know, Kayla's doing this for you guys, and then you guys do it for these mentees, and you get little mini me's. It's wonderful. That's so awesome. Okay, so then moving on. Okay, my last section that I had planned for tonight. It is on page 10. It's my page 10. It might be your page 9. It says reviewing goals and progress.
It's numbered number 9.
Okay, number 9. So reviewing goals and progress. This goes along with the attachment that I sent to you guys in your email. But I'm very strict with making sure I do a schedule every single week. I time block my time. Literally from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to bed. Everything is scheduled. I'm a Nazi about it. And what this is saying here is schedule time, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, and yearly as well, to review your activity and compare it to your goals. So each time reviewing the following, you do the individual goal. You include all of your forward progress, even if it's small. You list your roadblocks. You list all of the solutions for the next month or the next week or whatever it is of whatever came up. If you don't know the answer of what is holding you back, then you need to decide how you will find the answer. You will talk to Kayla. You will talk to Henry. You will talk to people that will help you. Talk to Jenny. If you have achieved your goals, then you're going to increase them. Like, just because you hit the mark doesn't mean you stay complacent. It means that there is someone doing better than you anyway, so go up there and increase the goal. If you did not achieve the goal, adjust your time frame and create an action plan on how to get there. I wanted to make a little asterisk on this one. Wild Tree, Ross Murphy, has done an amazing job of creating a vision tracker for you guys. I don't know how long it took him, but it took him a long freaking time because it's amazing. And if you do not have access to it, if you do not have it, then you need to email him right this second and ask for it because it's amazing. You can do it individually. Kayla can help you. We're working on Kayla, so you can definitely make sure that you have the time in January to get a one-on-one session down. I know Henry is even doing some with individual people as well. So if you may as well just ask him and see if he has time. I mean, the worst that he can do is say no. So it's the fact that you have a tracker and you are tracking your results as you go with your activity. And that way you can see where you fell short, or you can see and give yourself a pat on the back on where you did really, really well. If you're on pace with your activities, then review the numbers, which area you need improvement, and map out for the plan for improvement. So one thing that I did for myself is I created my own goal card. If you go to page 6 on this module, this is just an example of a goal card. You need something to track your numbers, and it doesn't really matter what you use. I mean, I have clients that just use an index card. I have clients that use their cell phone and use the note section. I have clients that make their own goal card. Whatever you want to do, whatever works for you, however you want to be organized with it, you can totally do it. But if you go to the email that I sent over to you, if you guys can open it up now, that would be awesome. I'm going to open it up too. I made it in Excel. And it's just the areas of my business that mean a lot to me, that also are my income producing activities, but so nothing falls through the cracks, pretty much. I have it broken down by days that I work in my week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have it broken down into the activities that I'm doing that day. I'm either doing coaching calls or I'm doing prospecting and workshops. I have the reaches I'm going to have every single week. That's just like my conversations with decision makers. So for you, it would just be conversations with people that you have. It could be a Facebook conversation. It can be a phone call conversation. It can be a text message conversation. It could be a Marco Polo conversation. It does not matter, but it's just the reach, the conversation that you have with somebody. And I actually make it a game for myself of how many points I can get for a week. So I give myself a point bracket because I'm just very competitive like that, and I like to keep score. So that just works for me. So I gave myself points. And then on the second page, you're going to see every single one of my coaching clients that I currently have. And then you're going to see my entire team. So I have 6 members personally. I have 6 recruits on my team. And then I have over 20 coaching clients. And then I have a lot of other stuff. So I just have everybody singled out, so I'm not forgetting anything in my specific aspect. So whatever that means to you, I'm just giving you examples of how I do it. But have a score, a tracker, in the sense of you're not going to see consistency unless you measure consistency. And all it boils down to is controlling your controllables. And every single day, every single week, every single month, we can control our schedule for the most part. When we work, we can control our effort within those hours that we decide to work. Like, we can say we're working for an hour today, and we can make 1 attempt in that hour, or we can make 20 attempts in that hour, depending on how efficient we are. And then we can control our attitude, how we're going to wake up in the morning, how we're going to go to bed at night, how we're visualizing the next day, the success we're going to have, all of that. And so as you are goal setting for 2019, my main, point to this last section here is set the goal, set the SMART goal, tell people about it, tell Kayla about it, show Kayla your vision module, show Kayla what those numbers that we did for your maximum earning potential, show Kayla what those numbers are, so that she can help you and hold you accountable to what you're capable of and what your potential is. And then track it, keep tracking it, and score yourself. And it's okay to fall off the wagon. You know, it's okay. Like a diet, right? We can be really strict with our diet for a week. Just because we have one cheat meal does not mean that we have completely fallen off the wagon. You just get up the next day and you stay disciplined again. And it's not like you're going to lose all your progress. It's the same thing in Wild Tree. Just because you had a bad day or a bad party or a bad week doesn't mean you've ruined the month. It doesn't. It's just getting back up on the horse. And sometimes that's the hardest. And that's why it's so important to do your vision and also get your team members to do their vision. And then you hold them accountable to it. And never, ever, ever make it just Wild Tree focused. I would never want that. It's all the pillars that mean a lot to them. It's their lifestyle. It's their health. It's your fitness. It's your spiritual. It's all of it. Family, travel, adventure, everything. And so if they all align, if they're doing well with all of them, then they're doing well at life. And if they're failing at one or a couple of them, then we need to readjust. So that's why it's so important. So that is what I wanted to talk about today and give you some materials to move forward. I'd say the biggest action items from the call here, guys, is goal plan, goal set for 2019. Do your vision module. Bring the vision module to life. And then create a tracker for yourself that's going to work for you in 2019. One that's already made, actually, that's why I had this here. I totally forgot about it. Darren Hardy has an amazing tracker journal. It's so great. It's called Living Your Best Year Ever by Darren Hardy. I think it's like $30 on his website. And literally, I'm so excited for this year. It gives you by week. So like it says week 24, right? And it will literally say goals for the year, goals for the month, goals for the week, 3 most important events for the week, and then a weekly rhythm register. What is my behavior and am I doing it every single day? Working out, eating healthy, making dials, running a party. You know, you can put whatever you want there. But this is actually already a pre-made like tracker system too that you can get, that I got for myself for 2019. But that's another thing that you can do. You don't have to, it's just another option. And then the last thing is just filling your mind with positive material. And because most of you guys are moms, if not all of you, parenting books are amazing to be leading your team. So you can kind of knock 2 birds with 1 stone there and take the principles into not only raising your kid to the best of their ability, best of your ability, but also raising your team and how to empower versus how they feel entitled. And it's a great concept to bring into 2019. So that is concluding my thoughts of this little team meeting tonight. I have a couple more minutes if anyone has questions or has any, thoughts of what we went over.
You can go out. It's okay.
No.
It's so cute. He stayed in the office the whole time and was relatively quiet. So
He was. That's
you
great.
can go. It's okay. Mom will be out in just a little bit. We'll go do bedtime. Good thing they're cute at this age.
Oh, that's so precious.
Okay, so I'm online right now trying to find the Living Your Best Year Ever journal by Darren Hardy. Hardy, yep. I see a couple by Michael Hyatt. And then the only one, let's see, unless I'm just looking in the wrong place. He has an actual website, though?
Yes. I think it's darrenhardy.com. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah, it's on Amazon. I got it without the CDs and everything, but it's Living Your Best Year Ever Journal, and by Darren Hardy, Darren, and then Hardy. I didn't get like all the extras that I just got the book itself. And it doesn't matter what year you get because it's by week. So it doesn't ask you, it's not like 2019 by any means. It's just like week 7, type stuff. So you can really get any year of the journal you want, just obviously a blank one.
Oh, it says right here, special success price, $39.95. Order your copy in PDF/MP3 format. I don't know if that's... Anyway, sorry, there's more important questions to be asked.
I can send you the link. I have it right here. I'll send it in the email thread that we have.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Jenny, do you have any advice? So some people on the call have the ability, well, we all have the ability. Some people on the call have an easier, maybe start to scheduling their time based on just the age of their kids or no kids, full-time job, not full-time job, doesn't matter the circumstances, just some people scheduling's a little easier. Do you have any tips before we finish? Because I think this is so important. Like once you sit down and you really goal set and you create the vision, I think the next biggest thing is some people get into their first week and they struggle to make it happen if you're scheduled. Like obviously I have a 3-year-old right now. So I'm one that I have to be able to be flexible. I schedule time, but it doesn't always happen as planned. Do you have any tips on that? That I guess it's like probably number 10, which was like, you know, at the end of the day, end of the week, month, whatever, I make it happen no matter what. But I'm just really good at having backup time built into my schedule so that if my schedule time doesn't happen, I still get the work done. But you're probably more seasoned because you work with all kinds of business owners from all walks of life. Any thoughts on that?
Yes. I mean, the first principle I always like to talk about when we talk about schedule is if you don't create one, you never know what that perfect week can look like. So even though you don't necessarily know, or you already are anticipating that this week is going to crumble or some kid is going to get sick or whatever the case is, right? You're going to be sick. If you do not plan it on a Sunday, you never know how close you can actually get to what that perfect week would look like on that Sunday, on the Friday or Saturday when you review. So creating a schedule in the first place is the first step. And the first thing that I notice is people don't do that. People never create schedules because they always anticipate things are going to happen and fall through. And whatever the case is, it's mind-boggling to me how many people don't create schedules. That is the first and foremost habit to get into in 2019. If there is nothing else and you weren't consistent in 2018, I promise you, if you just did a schedule every single week and you sent it to somebody, aka Kayla or anybody, I mean, that right there will double your year. I promise you, just because you're intentional with your time. That is it. That is all you're doing. You're being intentional with your time. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be weeks that every party cancels on you and it crumbles. But like we said, that does not mean your year is over. That does not mean your month is over, like at all. Christmas was this month and Jess is having her best month ever. Like, heck yeah. So there's, you need to remember those times and the times that completely fall through for you. But I mean, to answer Kayla's question and advice and tips, I mean, if you can honestly say you created a schedule every single week in 2018, then you can stop listening to me. But if you did not, then the one thing that you can change for 2019 for your business and for yourself is to be intentional with your time, and that is creating a schedule. And then just seeing what that will be able to do for you guys is you will be able to see on Friday what happened that week and creating time awareness logs of where did my time go? What happened? What can I put in place so that this doesn't happen again? What is the solution? And if there is no solution and it's just a random crazy thing that your kid got sick and you just couldn't go to a party and you couldn't work, then I mean, hope to God that does not happen again and the kid's healthy, but forgive yourself. Like, it's okay. Like, family and health always come first. So, well, I say your health comes first, family comes second, because you have nothing without your own health. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just going back to did you create a schedule, and can you reflect on the weekend or the week of what got in the way so that you can start making solutions around those things. And that is the biggest piece of advice I can give you around that thing.
I think that's the biggest thing I see as a coach is, sorry, someone just tried to video chat me. I don't know if you guys can hear me when I talk through that. I see that, people set vision or we get closer to vision, but then they just are not making the time. And I say making it because you do have to, in the beginning, practice. It's like a skill set you have to practice, like learning to dribble a basketball or getting to the gym and starting out those first few times for your workout. So I just wanted to know what your advice on that is. That was so helpful to me because Sam just had a really great case of this where somebody had some big goals and they're just not making the time to do it, and also not taking coaching suggestions. I know it's twofold or threefold or fivefold sometimes why someone's not doing something. Yeah, but anyway, long story short, I mean, the vision was there-ish, and now it's good to hear that at the end of the day, you just got to make the time to do it. So awesome. Did anybody else have a question for Jenny? I obviously can pick her brain next time I chat with her, so I want to make sure anybody else gets their questions answered.
I just want to say thank you and that I appreciate hearing all of this. Again, your ideas with the strict schedule are really important too, because I mean, you know, we all, I think, have an idea of how our days typically go, but then at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, it is, you're right, where did my time go? What did I do with that? And how you have the reflection piece built in. Like if you set a schedule at the beginning of a week and track it, you know, then really take the time and reflect on it and what needs to change. And especially if your week has the same flow from week to week, that's one of my biggest takeaways. I mean, that was really powerful.
Yes. Awesome. Reflecting. It's so important. That goes around with their vision tracker, your goal card, and your schedule, all of it. Because you don't do it for nothing. Like you do it to improve and get better. And I always say day by day, by the grace of God, I'm getting better and better.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jenny. I know it's a holiday week, a weird week in between the holidays here, but I'm so grateful for you. This was so helpful for me too, because, and I hope all of you leaders and anyone that watches the recording here, LATs, you realize this is so important. Yeah, Sam and Brandy had both typed to you too, Jenny. I don't know if you saw the notes, just saying thank you. I think that this piece is something that if you've been here a little while, we get a little bit guilty of like skipping over at the beginning of the new year and just getting excited with the excitement of the H2 kit and all of that. But I mean, this is so powerful. Jess Huffman, again, just going back to you're having your best year yet and your best month right now. Like it's so powerful to take that and set vision and goals and put it into action. So just thank you, Jenny, again for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And go hit your maximum earn potential and break your belief barriers. Yay.
Yes. I'm putting Macaulay to bed so I can get back to work on my vision.
Good.
Thank you, Jenny. Hey, Happy New Year to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.